Alright, welcome to this week's video. I'm Shane, this is Tim, aka Dirty Harry, and today we are installing recovery points. We've got ourselves a set of Roadsafe Recovery Points to go on the front of the bar. We're going to go away and do a trip, and I'm not going to run a bull bar in this car, so we're going to run some recovery points just in case we do get stuck, we can get pulled out safely.
Won't get stuck.
Won't get stuck.
No way. It's a Hilux.
It's a Hilux, we'll be alright. Alright, let's get into it.
Okay, so the first step is to remove this front bull bar, bumper bar. So let's get into that. So we pulled most of the screws out of the top. Now we're going to move to the side, just in around the wheel arch, and just get all these little scrivets out. Any 10 mils. And we'll try and get this bumper bar off, eh? Okay, so we've done a little bit of investigation. We've worked out what nuts and bolts we're going to need for these brackets. We've also discovered that we'll need to drill out the space for the bolts to run through the front of this crash bar. So we've marked that. We're going to drill through that there on either side so we can run our bolt through for this bracket here. So we'll go get that organised, then we'll come back and show you how to fit it up. There's also a captive nut that sits just through this hole here. Because of where the bracket sits, we just have to cut that off. So I've just got the grinder and nipped that off. Touched it up with some paint so it doesn't rust. Now we've drilled the holes in the crash bar. Drilled some more holes here. So we'll bolt this back up now, and we should be right now to start installing these recovery points. So recapping, we've cut that nut off now, and now we've made up our little extension for our crush tube, so we can slide that down the chassis rail. Got all our nuts and bolts and brackets here, so let's just start the process of putting it all together. Now I'm going to put one of these bolts where the thread already exists. I'm going to slot that in there now just to hold the bracket in place for me. There's two of those, each with a spring washer and a flat washer on them. Now we grab our long bolt, which is going to go through the rear hole, and we'll slide this down the chassis rail, and hopefully we'll be able to locate it. There we go. Put that through. Oh, look at that, perfect. Okay. And then at the front we have this bolt that goes through. Bolt and bracket, I should say. Throw a washer on there. Just like that. Nut and bolt on the back side. Okay, so now we have those located. That's not going to stay there a moment. Now that we have those located, we can move on to fitting that crash bar back on. Then we'll have bolts coming through a nut and bolt coming through the front as well. We'll snap this off, and we'll continue on. Moving on to the opposite side. So we've done the exact same thing. cut that nut out. We've got the rod welded onto the crush tube. Slide the crush tube up the chassis. Okay, so we're going to leave these loose simply because of the fact that when you go to put the bolts through the front here, if you've tightened it up, it's like there's a lot of play there basically. If you tighten it up, sometimes you can't actually get the bolt through. Leave it loose so we can get our bolts to slide through nice and easily. And then once we've got this crush bar back on, we'll be able to tighten everything up and we'll be good to go. Okay, so line the crash bar up. Now we should be able to throw an original bolt in this corner here. So this is that hole. This is the hole that I've drilled. This isn't there normally. So this is the one that had that captive nut there, which we have. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put that washer on that one. That we chopped off with the grinder earlier. Washer. Nuts. Yeah, that's looking good. So I'll do the same on the other side. And then we bolt it all up. Okay, so there you have it. Recovery points installed on the front. It's just a matter now of us putting that bumper back on, and we'll show you the end results, of course, once that's on. But you don't need to see all the boring part of, putting the bumper back on. It's just the reverse of how we took it off. Just remember, recovery points probably up there with one of the most important pieces of equipment you need to fit to your four-wheel drive. The standard tie-down points just don't cut it, and quite frankly, they can kill people. So if there's ever a chance that you're going to get your four-wheel drive stuck, you must install rated recovery points. Without sounding too wanky, it really is a matter of life and death. There's videos online of all the time of things going wrong when people use the wrong recovery points, and it's not pretty. Anyway, let's get this bumper on and we'll show you the end results, and then tune in next week when we tackle the electrical system. Thanks, guys. Oh, I freaking hit my head on that thing again. Oh, like the third time. I think